Hey, so this session is, as the title says it, sun salutations. Lots of people are obviously very used to practicing sun salutations, but we sometimes get really confused by them, so I thought I'd just introduce some different ideas of playing with them at home. Lots of different practices from Hatha to Ashtanga. Lots of different practices use them, and they all kind of often have their own little variations. So I'm not necessarily going to give you titles to everything, but I'm just gonna teach you some of the different ones so you can play around with them at home, and hopefully get more used to doing them alone, so you don't always need to rely on a video. Yeah, enjoy. So we're going to start standing, just for a change, and we'll start by bringing your attention to our feet. So gently pressing down through your heels. Lift your toes off the floor and stretch the toes apart. Really think about trying to lift them up as high as you can and push down at the same time through your heels and the balls of your feet. And then start to reach your fingertips down, so you're really engaging across the front of the body, engaging the abdominals, opening the chest, and then press the toes down through the floor. Gently close your eyes and take your focus inside the body. As you push down through the feet, start to lift up. Really find that action, drawing up from the shins, through the knees, through the thighs, tucking your tailbone, squeezing your abdominals, lifting up through the center of your body, opening the chest, and focusing on bringing all of those muscles very gently active, from the toes to the top of the head. And take 3 breaths here. Again, taking time to check in with how the body feels. Knowing that you don't need to take your body to its full limits today if it's not ready for it. And equally, if you want to push yourself further, you can always see if you can push yourself a little further. Deciding what feels right for you this evening. Working within your limits. As you exhale, gently open your eyes. So we'll start nice and slow so we can get used to making sure that we're doing each pose correctly and really supportively, and then we'll build up the pace a little more. So coming to the front of your mat, pressing down through your feet. Engage through the abdominals. Bring your hands onto your lower spine and really bring them far back so the elbows are opening. Engage through your thighs, squeeze your abdominals and lift your chest up towards the ceiling. As you inhale, reach your right arm up and back behind you and soften. Bring your right hand down, lift your left arm up and back and soften. Inhale, right arm lift up and back and soften. Left arm, squeeze your belly, lift and lengthen and soften. Inhale, right arm last time and soften. Left arm and soften. Inhale, arms all the way up together. See if you can reach back. And exhale, fold forwards, drop your head down. Bend your knees, round your spine, come all the way back up. Arms high. Inhale, draw back. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, roll all the way back. Inhale again, hands high. Exhale, folding forwards. Bend your knees, roll the spine all the way up again. Inhale, arms high. Bend back. Exhale, fold forwards. Then roll all the way back. Release your neck and your shoulders, palms facing forwards again. Just observing that initial movement. Tucking your tailbone, engage your thighs. Inhale, arms high, bending back. Really think about reaching up instead of just crunching all the way back. Lift, lift, lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, lift up to flat back, rest onto your fingertips or onto your thighs. Elbows coming in so the spine is straight. Don't overarch the spine. Tuck your tailbone, squeeze your abdominals. Fold down. Press your right leg back. Drop your right knee down. Press onto the top of the feet. Bring your hands behind you and clasp your fingers, opening across the chest. Stay here for 3 breaths, allowing the body to warm in this position. Squeeze your abdominals. Looking forwards, press down through both feet. The front shin is in line. Exhale, hands down, back to plank. 1 breath. Exhale, knees, chin and chest. Inhale, scoop up to low cobra. Lift the hands off the floor, opening across the front of the body and release. Knees, chin, chest. Knees Hands and toes come up to downward dog. Press down through your hands, press down through your heels, give the head a little shake, squeeze your belly, and stepping from right to left, easing into the pose. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left leg all the way in front. Drop your right knee down. Squeezing your belly, bring your hands either, as always, behind. And clasp the fingers if you can. If not, don't worry. Pressing down through the floor, opening your chest. One more breath. Exhale, hands down. Stepping forwards, dropping your head. Inhale, lift the body all the way up. And exhale, all the way down. Lift up to flat back. Exhale, fold. Draw your left leg back, pressing your knee down. Lifting up, coming in to horse riding pose. Gently, forgot the word there. Pressing down through your feet, squeezing your abdominals, opening across the chest. Really think about lifting the shoulders away from your pelvis. At the same time, lift your ears away from your shoulders so there's nice space along your neck. Take one last breath. Release, hands down, step back to plank. One long line, tuck your tailbone, press your feet away from you as you exhale. Knees, chin, chest, elbows in. Drop your pelvis down, lift up, low cobra. So you're just lifting gently. You're engaging the spinal muscles more than anything. You're not having to use the hands so much. Exhale, roll back, downward dog, pressing down through your feet. One breath, right leg high. Bring your right leg in front, left knee down. Clasp your fingers open across the chest, pressing down through your feet. Make sure there's space so that between the back of your heel and your knee behind you. Exhale, release. Bring your hands in front, stepping your feet down, letting the head hang, reaching your arms all the way up. Releasing your hands down by your side, palms facing forwards, closing your eyes. Take 3 breaths here. Just observing those movements. We're going to move even slower now this time. And as you exhale, open your eyes. Inhale, lift your arms up. Squeeze your belly. And then reach your arms all the way back. Exhale, fold forwards, drop your head. Inhale, lift up to flat back. Hands on thighs or on the floor, elbows coming in, tuck your tailbone, squeeze your belly. Fold down, step your right leg back again. Drop your right knee down, use any support underneath the knee if you need to. And again, make sure you've got enough space so that the knee is not over the toes. Squeeze your belly, draw your tailbone down, lift your spine. Maybe stay here. If the arms are tired, just point the fingertips down. If you can go further, we're going to clasp the fingers behind or just point the fingers behind. One more breath here. Exhale, hands down, press into the floor, step back to plank. One breath. Spread your fingers, push your heels, squeeze your belly. Exhale, knees, chin and chest, elbows come back and towards the ribs. Pelvis is still lifting, open across the chest. Exhale, pelvis down, lift the chest forwards and open across the front of the body. Exhale, roll down, press into your hands, knees and toes. Come back to downward dog. Inhale, left leg high. Bring your left leg in front, drop your right knee down, clasp your fingers all the way back. And open across the chest again. Take another breath. Fingers pointing down, fingers pointing back or clasping, whatever works for you. Release, hands down. Step your right foot forwards, drop your head. Inhale, lift all the way up. And exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale again, up to flat back, tuck your tailbone, press into the feet, engage your thighs, your shoulders, each and every muscle in the body. Release, bring your left leg back, drop your knee down, press into the top of the foot, squeezing your belly, opening across the chest. Really feel like the collarbones are lifting up, the pelvis is dropping down. Point your fingers down, back, or clasping the fingers, pressing down through your feet. One last breath. Exhale, release. Hands down, step back to plank. Again, one long breath. If this is already too much, if you have any wrist problems or plank is just your most hated pose, either try and stick with it to build the strength Or if you have any pain or difficulties, drop the knee down and squeeze your belly. Still keep that strength in through the core. And then everyone, let's lower the body down, elbows coming in, lift up again to a low cobra. Again, I'm going to give you some options. Either lift the hands to engage around the spinal muscles, or press into your hands and lift a little up. If that's too strong, bring your elbows forwards and come into Sphinx, opening across the chest. And again, if you're used to and your spine is feeling open, lift up into full cobra. Avoid bringing the shoulders with you and try and avoid locking the elbows forwards. Have a micro bend in your arms so that the arms are working as much as your torso. And release. Turn onto your toes, roll down or come straight back to downward dog. Inhale, right leg high, bring your right leg in front, drop your left knee down, turning onto the top of the foot. Release, opening again into horse riding pose, pressing down through your feet, squeezing your shoulder blades behind you. Exhale, release, hands down, step your left foot in front, dropping your head. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale again, release, closing your eyes, pressing the feet down to the floor again, take 3 breaths. Just thinking about the movements again, observing the strength we want to bring in through each and every position, even in a simple standing pose. Tuck your tailbone, squeeze your belly, engage your core, engage your inner thighs, press down through the toes, through the balls of the feet, through the heels. And exhale, slowly release, opening your eyes. And this time we'll go through a variation. So just to introduce chair pose, tuck the tailbone, bend the knees, and raise the arms up and over your head. If you have shoulder problems, reach your hands out in front. If not, keep the arms lifting. Avoid arching, so really draw the tailbone so the spine is nice and long. Drop a little lower if you can. Exhale, fall down. Step your right leg, and then your left leg. Come straight into plank. Knees down, lowering all the way down. Scoop up to low cobra, sphinx, or full cobra. Again, always work with what feels right for you. Turn onto your toes. Come back to plank. Come back to downward dog. 1 breath. Exhale, bend the knees, step or jump to the front of the mat, dropping the head. Pressing the feet together. Bend the knees, swing the arms up, back to chair pose, tucking your tailbone, reaching the spine nice and long. And release, hands down. Again, coming back to chair pose, tuck your tailbone, press into the feet, lean into your hips, squeeze your belly. And release, hands and head down. Step your right leg and then your left, come into plank. 1 breath, pushing down through your feet, squeezing through your core. Exhale, chaturanga down on knees, chin and chest. Inhale, lift up, sphinx, half cobra, full cobra. Open across the chest, press into the tops of the feet, lift the kneecaps so the thighs are engaging. And release, lower down, or lift straight back to downward dog. 3 breaths this time, pressing down through your feet. Exhale, soften where you're holding, lengthen through the spine, the back of the legs, and strengthen and engage through the front of the body. Exhale, step your left leg and then your right and drop your head down. Pressing the feet together, squeeze your knees, squeeze your thighs, lift back up to chair pose. Tuck your tailbone, open across your chest. 1 more breath. And release, lifting up. Release your hands down by your side. Open across the chest, closing your eyes again. 3 breaths here. Really think about, again, those changes, the movements, what works for you. If you're working with strength, then it's good to bring a chair pose into that for sure. So stay here for a couple more breaths. Keep lifting and lengthening through the whole body. 1 last breath. We're going to go through a moon salutation, which is very similar to sun salutation in Hatha, but with a slight variation. So inhale, arms high. Exhale, folding down. Step your left leg back first, starting with the other side. Press down through the top of your knee, lifting all the way up, opening through the chest, squeezing your belly. Exhale, hands down, back to downward dog. Inhale, left leg high. Step your left leg in front, drop your knee down. Arms all the way up. Exhale, fold down. Come back to plank. Press down through your feet, down through your hands. Dropping your knees, toes, and chest. Press the pelvis down, lift up into Sphinx, half cobra or full cobra. Use the legs, use the pelvis, keep those elbows bending. And release, come back to downward dog. One breath. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left leg in front. Reach your arms all the way up to half moon pose, or a variation as we have 2 half moon poses in Hatha. Exhale, release to be nice and confusing. Come back to downward dog. Press down through your hands. Reach your right leg up. Bring your right leg in front. Drop your left knee down. Swing your hands all the way up. Exhale, folding down. Stepping your left foot forwards. Dropping your head. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, let's do another round. Folding down. Left leg back first. Knee down. Arms high. Exhale, fold, step back to downward dog. Inhale, right leg high. Bring your right leg in front. No, I've done that wrong. Ignore me. Come back to downward dog. Bring your left leg forwards. Let's see if my brain is working. Raise your arms all the way up. Exhale, fold. Come back to plank. Knees, chin and chest. Inhale, lift up to Sphinx, Cobra, half Cobra. Press down through your toes, lower all the way down or come all the way back to downward dog. One breath. Left leg forwards, drop your knee, raise your arms up. Exhale, fold down, come back to downward dog. Right leg high, right leg in front, dropping your left knee down, arms all the way up. Exhale, fold down, stepping in front. Release your hands down and lift nice and tall. Come up to standing. Release your hands by your side, closing your eyes. Pressing down through your feet, lifting tall, softening here. Keep feeling like the top of your head again can reach taller and taller all the way up to the top of the room. Release your neck, release your shoulders. Think about all those movements we do, the forward fold, the backward bend, the core strength with the plank, the chest opening with the cobra, the lengthen through the spine and the legs with a downward dog. All of those variations, working the whole body gently. Exhale, open your eyes. So let's revisit again. Inhale, arms high. Bend back. Exhale, folding forwards. Lift up to flat back. If you want a stronger practice, reach your hands out in front so you're lengthening the arms all the way away. Exhale, fold down. Right leg down. Inhale, arms all the way up. Or if it's more comfortable, again, I'm just going to give you variations so you can play around with it with what feels comfortable. Or take the hands back depending on how your chest and shoulders are feeling. Release, hands down, step back to plank. Dropping down. Inhale, cobra, sphinx, half cobra, or up dog. If you want to lift the knees and draw the pelvis a little further forward, keep those legs engaged. Lift your hips, come back to downward dog. 5 breaths. Spreading your fingers, pressing into your hands, pushing into your heels. Inhale, left leg high as you can. Bring your left leg in front, dropping your knee down. Again, either arms up or hands back, whatever works for you. One more breath. Release, hands down. Step your right leg forwards, head down. Inhale, lift up. Fold gently back and then forwards. Bring your left leg back. Drop your knee down. Arms up or back. Again, whatever feels right for you. Release, hands down, step back into plank. Squeeze your torso. Exhale, knees, chin and chest, lowering down. Inhale, Sphinx, Cobra, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. 5 breaths again. Pressing down through your heels, squeezing your torso, spreading your fingers, letting the head hang. Breathing into the whole of the back of the body. As you exhale, lift your right leg as high as you can. Bring your right leg in front, dropping your left knee down, squeezing your torso. Again, arms up or back, depending how the shoulders are feeling. Slight variations. Squeeze your torso open across the chest. I'm getting really hot now. As you exhale, gently release, hands down. Bring your left leg in front, pressing your head down towards the floor. Inhale, lift all the way up. Exhale, release your hands down by your side, opening across the chest, closing your eyes again. Slowing your breath down. Pressing down through the floor, opening across the chest. Release your neck, your shoulders, your teeth, and your tongue. One last breath. Gently let the neck roll from right to left. And couple of times releasing. We'll do one more round and then we'll finish. So pressing to the front of the mat. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, drop down to chair. Tuck your tailbone, squeeze your belly. Exhale, folding down. Step your right leg and then your left into plank. Knees, chin, chest. Inhale, Sphinx, half cobra, full cobra. Downward dog. 5 breaths. Roll the inner arms up to the ceiling, the outer edge of your arms down to the floor. Push your heels, lift your knees and thighs so they're engaging. 2 more breaths. Give the head a shake. One last breath as you exhale. Bend your knees, step or jump to the front of the mat, dropping the head. Pressing down through the knees. Inhale, lift back up to chair. We're going to do one last round. Lift up and soften. This time, draw the knees together, drop the fingertips all the way down, tuck your tailbone, reach your arms up into a low chair. Really lift up and tuck your tailbone. One last breath. Release, hands down. Step or jump back to plank. 1 breath. Exhale, knees, chin and chest, lowering down. Elbows come back, pelvis down, lift up to Sphinx or Cobra. Turn onto your toes, downward dog. Exhale, bend the knees, step or jump to the front. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, drop nice and low, fingertips touching, out in front or all the way up. Tuck your tailbone. One last breath. From here, let's come all the way down. Let's work really hard for this last little bit. Dropping lower, dropping lower, dropping lower. Press your bum down, squeeze. Come all the way back. Hug your knees to your chest. Rock from right to left. Bring your arms wide. Let the knees drop to the right, look to the left. Bring your knees to the left, look to the right. And slowly softening. And we'll close there. So gently bring the feet onto the floor. Or if it's more comfortable, as always, release your legs out in front, release your hands. Make sure you're nice and comfortable. Lying down. Lifting the body all the way. So you feel like there's length coming from your feet to the top of your head. And as you exhale, really allow the body to be heavy. Close your eyes. Take your focus inside the breath. Long, slow, releasing breaths. Feeling into all those movements we've done, working the whole body. Feeling into the length and the strength. The focus on moving with the breath. Keep allowing the body to soften. Keep allowing the body to switch off and be heavy. Rewarding yourself again and again with this little bit of time to pause and be still. Feel all that oxygenated blood running round the body, providing the muscles, the cells, the bones, each and every little millimeter of the body with energy to move. Again, as always, if you'd like to stay longer, then stay here longer. Pausing the video. If not, staying here, taking 3 long breaths here. Really allowing the body to release heavy down to the ground. Relax the head, the face, the neck, the shoulders, the torso, the pelvis, the legs, the arms, the hands and the feet. The whole body releasing again and again. On your third exhalation, begin to wriggle your fingers and toes, waking the whole body up. Wriggling your fingers again and again. And then gently inhale, reach your arms over your head, lengthen through the whole of your body. As you exhale, hug your knees to your chest, wrap your arms around your legs. Rolling gently onto one side of the body to come up to a comfortable sitting position, keeping the eyes closed and the focus inside. And as always, we'll close the session with 3 breaths, counting how you inhale for, exhaling for the same count. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. Possibly a little confusing, I realised, as I've just given you probably a bit more confusion because I gave you so many different variations. But I hope it was an okay class to follow, and that at least sort of cements a little more ideas, and the fact that also you just don't need to be so rigid with your practice. Listen to what your body needs, listen to what it feels right on that day. Maybe some days you want to do a slightly different sun salutation. To me, that's fine. I think you should just practice what feels right for your body. Work with strength, work with flexibility, work with softness, and enjoy. Thank you.